With Halloween being this weekend, and of course it's this Friday, so you have a whole weekend to really get into the spooky season and fall vibes. We are here to talk about some of the horror movies you could definitely stream right now if you are just wanting to get in the mood and just watch some good old horror movies this weekend. Now, these are old, these are new picks, and these are some of the ones that are streaming right now, so you can definitely go out and find them if you want to. So let's get into it, but hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. That's the big goal by the time Welcome to Dairy finishes, which is December 14th. So that's a big goal we have, but we are going to discuss the new episode which comes out on Halloween, so you could probably watch that if you want to. But let's get into it with one of my favorites, and that is going to be The Others, which is streaming on AMC Plus. This is one of those movies that I just remember vividly seeing at a young age and rewatching it and loving it every time. Alejandro Amenabar directs this film. It is regarded as one of the greatest horror films ever made and a masterpiece from the director. The movie stars Nicole Kidman, and it is one of those movies that I'm going to tell you, go into it. Don't let anybody tell you what it is if you haven't watched it, and just really relish in it. It takes place in 1945 Jersey, and that's as much as I'll say about it. It is a ghost story, and it is so well executed, really well done, honestly. By the time this movie gets to its climax and everything, you are just spooked out of your mind, and I really love it for that. So this movie is on AMC Plus, and I'm telling you, this is just cozy, spooky vibes. There really isn't many movies that are giving you the atmosphere that this movie does, and it is a masterclass in atmosphere. So really well done. Next one is going to be a newer film. This is 2022's Smile, directed by Parker Finn, one of the best feature directorial debuts of all time, based on a short film, Laura Hasn't Slept. This movie is a damn masterpiece, in my opinion, and really showcases the new wave in horror, in my opinion, which is surreal horror. And a film that's coming out next year that really, I feel, has taken a bit of an inspiration from this film is going to be Obsession, and I'll talk more about that in another video. But Parker Finn's Smile is so great, a curse that makes you smile. I mean, on paper, and when I first heard about this film, I said, this is going to be the stupidest film I've ever watched. When I sat down and watched it, I ate those words up. This movie was great, and it's still one of my favorite horror films. And the sequel is just as great as well. So definitely check it out. This one is currently on Netflix, I believe. Next film is going to be The Black Phone, which came out a year prior, or the same year as Small, actually. And The Black Phone is streaming on Peacock. We do have The Black Phone 2 out right now, which is my favorite horror film of the year so far. I think maybe Bring Her Back might surpass it, but I don't know. The Black Phone is a movie that I was just so excited for. Ethan Hawke playing a villain was such a different and interesting choice that I wasn't sure was going to work as well. And just like with Smile, I ate my words because this movie was just so damn different. And at a time when many people were wondering where Hollywood and horror and all of that were going, especially with the predicament we were in during those times, The Black Phone came to showcase that people still wanted to go to the movies because it broke records. It was a box office success, and the movie continues to be one of my favorite horror films to revisit just because, like I said, I really love atmosphere, and The Black Phone has that, and intense visuals, and a damn scary villain, the Grabber. So very excited to tell you to just watch The Black Phone if you haven't already, and if you have, give it a rewatch. It's a great horror film. Next one is going to be The Substance, which is streaming on HBO. This is a bit more out there, and I know a lot of people might say, it's not really a horror film. I think that this is a horror film deep down because it shows a lot of horrific imagery and also gross out imagery, which can go hand in hand. I also think it makes for a fun sort of watch with people that haven't watched it because you're waiting to see their reactions at certain scenes that are just gonna leave you like, what the fuck am I seeing, right? I thought The Substance was one of my best in theater experiences I've had in a couple of years. Watching this with a full crowd at TIFF was definitely something I'll never forget. Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley are just incredible. Coralie Farge, the director, is just on another level, and The Substance truly is one of those films that I think will be remembered for a while to come. So the last film, of course, is going to be none other than the original Halloween 1978, or maybe I'm giving you two more right here, but Halloween 2018 by David Gordon Green, I think is just as great, if not better. Don't get mad at me, but I'm just saying, I really enjoyed David Gordon Green's trilogy, and I thought 2018's Halloween really was such a great way to really give new life to Michael Myers, and I'm excited to see what comes next in the Halloween franchise into the future because they're never going to be done with this. But you can catch this one on AMC Plus. I think the original is really great. It is sort of the blueprint for a lot of the horror movies we see today. Jamie Lee Curtis is great as Laurie. Dr. Loomis is always going to be unforgettable. And also, I think that the new version really does a great job at really making Michael Myers that much more scarier and giving us such an interesting way to tie things up from a franchise that is over 50 years old. So very excited to talk more about Halloween and my picks. I definitely had some more I wanted to include out there. Maybe I'll just drop it on Halloween Day, some more picks for you, so stay tuned for that. But I am trying to get a better sense of how to do my videos and things like that. And I've been playing around with a new lens and things like that. So that's where my video for today got messed up. But I promise you, expect a ton more from us in the coming days as we get into the year end and we try to reach our goals of 50,000 subscribers. But very excited to talk more with you in the coming days. Let me know which movies are you watching on Halloween, which is like your go-to every year that you have to watch at least once. Comment down below. For me, I'm gonna throw this one out there. It's gonna be Scooby-Doo Zombie Island. I think that's such a classic and I'll never get over it. I don't know how many times I've watched that one. It is so great. Definitely worth checking out as well. Let's see if that one's even streaming on anything because I really do think that is such a great film. So let's see. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, 1998. So this one's like 30 years old right here. But Scooby-Doo Zombie Island is available on Prime. You can only rent it, I believe, at the moment. It's $3.79. I still think it's such a great film, and I think it would definitely be one of those movies that can just always be great every time you watch it. You get something new out of it, I feel. And Mark Hamill's in here somewhere voicing, I believe, a interesting character. I don't want to get too deep into it because I think it could be spoilers. I think it's one of those films that never gets old, and I'm always down for a Scooby-Doo film on Halloween. Just good spooky vibes, cozy vibes, all that. That's all you want from a fall movie. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on the picks I gave to you today, and which ones are you watching, or which ones aren't you watching, the ones I said in the comments below. And also let me know your picks down. As always, that's going to do it for me. Happy Halloween. I'll be sure to do maybe a live or something that day and talk more horror and stuff with you, so stay tuned. But as always, I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.
Eyes was purely and simply evil.
What do you want?
This is the substance.